and welcome to the Post TV Season 3. It's been over a year since we launched Post TV, and we are so excited to share many new stories with you.
I'm Hailey Dunne, a junior studying communications.
And I'm Ellie Metzler, a freshman studying journalism.
Have you noticed the bright blue coffee truck by College Green on Union Street? Reporters Kendall, Chase, and Abby checked it out. Located on Union Street, right next to Alumni Gateway, Rise and Grind is OU's newest coffee truck for a good pick-me-up. Owner Brandon Buckley, who also owns A-Town's Pies and Fries food truck, had the idea for a coffee truck in this past fall after selling coffee out of his pizza truck. Buckley made a strong connection with each customer. This can be seen with his long lines every morning. Dirty Girl Coffee is the beans they serve, which has a mission to support women's economic progress in Appalachia. Coffee isn't the only thing served with specialty drinks and refreshers. Buckley hopes the success of the truck will continue as the semester goes on.
Hailey, have you tried Rise and Grind yet?
I have not tried it, but given the stellar reviews, I'm going to make sure to check it out.
Last spring, Nathaniel and Spencer talked with Maureen Wagner on their first episode of Between Two Bobcats. Recently, Nathaniel sat down with Hugh Sherman for the second installment of Between Two Bobcats.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Between Two Bobcats. I am your host, Nathaniel Drovlik, and today's guest is former president of the school, Hugh Sherman. You know what? I have something. I got this the other day. It's a parking ticket. Former president, could you just
I have no authority, especially with the parking
You
people.
can't?
No, I've gotten traffic tickets. Parking tickets also.
All right. Do you kind of use the OUPD? Do you kind of you can use them at when you were president? I mean, could you give them a call and use them as your goons? Go rough some guy up if you're having problems with him?
I thought about it, but I never did.
You never did it?
I never did it.
Oh, okay. So what about right now? Could you make calls and
I have no influence now. I am an unemployed person with few future prospects.
Favorite bar?
Favorite bar? Well, I like a lot of them. So Tony's I like.
Tony's?
Athens Uncorked.
Okay. Don't you just hate the townies? I mean, come on.
I love the townies. That's why I've been here for 27 years. I really enjoy the community.
On the Ohio University salary database, you had listed a salary of $498,780. That's our reasoning. Was that accurate?
That is accurate. Number one.
Good.
Yes. And number two, it was a good salary, and
it's impressive.
I agree.
Could you at least cover the parking ticket then?
You can find this video on our website, thepostathens.com, if you want to go check it out.
One of the greatest things about Athens is all of its local businesses. Art lovers, you should definitely go try this out.
So the mission statement is for the love of glass, and it's really, just a passion for the arts and trying to build that community of artists and really seeing it as a sculptural studio.
She also hosts private glassblowing events for companies. Her classes are for all levels of glassmakers, beginners, intermediates, and advanced. On weekends, she hosts hot shop glassblowing classes by appointment, and on evenings every day, she does flame working classes. She offers both group and individual classes, as well as a summer camp for local children.
So a place where people can come and learn and try glass, and whether it's just they want to watch or they want to dive in and become a skilled glass gaffer, or maybe they just want to come and do a take and make something and take it home. But certainly a place for all artists to come, having a space where people can come and watch and see how to make glass.
Her art shop and gallery offers artists a place to stay and create their artwork. The gallery includes a bedroom for her guest artists to stay.
And I had a dream one night, and it was like, oh, the place is Athens. So kind of wake up from this dream, and I start Googling these spaces. So I'd seen the inside of the space, and I could just definitely see the potential when I walked in. I'm like, oh, this is the gallery space, the garage. That's going to be, kind of a walk-up studio where you can kind of open air view people blowing glass, making sculptures.
Oh, that's really cool. I didn't know we had that here at OU. I definitely have to go try that out.
Check out our very own Multimedia Posties new podcast. Cassie Hiday and Andrew Bowlby sit down and talk all things hockey on Blue Line Banter.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Blue Line Banter. I'm Cassie.
And I'm Andrew.
And today we're talking about the All-Star Game.
Yeah, it's the All-Star special episode, if you will. It's coming up this weekend. It's actually Thursday through Sunday in Toronto. There's a bunch of different activities going on, skills competition happening, of course, the actual All-Star Game. But the NHL kind of made some major changes to the way everything is set up this year.
Let's take a look at what our editorial posties have been up to, as well as weather and sports.
All right, good to see you again. My name is James Zinnbauer. I'm your forecaster for this week, courtesy of Ohio University's Scalia Laboratory. Today is very calm, very nice, a little bit of a breeze. Friday morning, we're expecting a cold front to move through the area, which might bring temperatures down just a little bit, maybe into the high 40s, mid 40s throughout most of the day, but still relatively calm, maybe a breeze here and there. Throughout this weekend, though, we're getting a lot of high pressure that moves into the area. It's going to be sunny, it's going to be warm, all the way up into the 55 range by Sunday. Throughout the rest of the week, very calm as well. Winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour, mostly sunny, a few clouds here and there. No chances of rain are to be expected, which is a nice break from all that cloudy weather we've been having for the last 2 weeks. Any chances of rain might be around the next Friday kind of range for our weather, but for the most part, expect a very calm, a very peaceful, and a very nice week. Very anomalous for this time of the year, but enjoy it while it lasts. I will see you next week, and thank you for tuning in.
Hey Bobcats, let's look at what's happening in sports and upcoming games on campus. Our wrestling team lost 19-24 at Cleveland State, with our middle class weight doing very well, and they will be playing again this Sunday at Central Michigan. Ohio hockey bounced back to victory after their win on Tuesday. They won 5-1 against Marysville. Noah Holt, a newer player on the team, scored 2 goals, making a big impression. But the team lost into overtime on Monday, 1-2. Women's basketball took a 63-81 defeat against Buffalo, ending their winning streak against Buffalo on Wednesday. They did, however, get a win against Miami 71-55 last Saturday, January 27th, now having a 3-win streak against Miami. Ohio basketball won 91-70 Buffalo this Tuesday. Our team has been dominating this season with winning 4 out of the 5 last games. And it's the Battle of the Bricks. Ohio's basketball is playing Miami February 3rd. Bring your siblings if you're coming for Sibs Weekend. Back to you, Hailey and Ellie.
This weekend is Ohio University's annual Sibs Weekend. Let's hear from Chase about all the events that Ohio has to offer.
Sibs Weekend is this weekend, and OU has a lot of events going on for us students and our siblings. On Friday, there's a gaming night with Bobcat Esports and Scripps at 5:30, Commuter Mario Kart at Jeff at 6, a hockey game in Bird Arena at 7, and Chris Red is here at Memorial Auditorium from 8 to 10. Saturday is kicked off with a Sibs brunch at West 82 from 9 to 12. Roller skating, mini golf, and axe throwing is in Baker from 1 to 4. A men's basketball game at the Convo at 2, and another hockey game at Bird at 7. Make sure to check out all these events with your brothers and sisters.
Do you have any siblings coming to visit?
I actually don't. I'm an only child. How about you?
My sister and her 2 best friends are actually coming to visit. Speaking of, Court Street is full of bars, but there's a new player in town. If you're looking for a change of scenery, you should check out the new bar located off Court Street, Bob's Bar. Let's take a look at what it has to offer.
The Pubs of Athens family initiated its newest member over winter break, Bob's Bar. Replacing Mid's Lounge and Bar in the storefront at 5 Mill Street, Bob's is already creating a bit of buzz.
It was pretty busy on Friday, Saturday, and then this week, our third week, we went from Thursday to Sunday, and Thursday was decently busy for a Thursday night, and Friday, Saturday, it killed, and Sunday's been a little bit slow so far, but, I mean, not many bars are busy right now as I walked here, and then next week will be our first full week. We'll be open Tuesday through Sunday,
So it opened really recently. I pretty much know everyone who works here. It's awesome. I met the owners about right before winter break. They're super cool guys. They have their own hard cider company that they've been doing up in Michigan for a little bit, and they just wanted to expand. They saw an opportunity here.
A welcoming, breathable, warm space, Bob's has really created a patron-focused experience for their customers.
Everyone here, juniors, seniors, I feel like it's like my home almost. And the owners are so comfortable with, the students on campus. They're so open. They're inviting. It's a community.
I mean, I know they're kind of going for like a more chill vibe during the weeks, but like on the weekends, obviously, it's been fun. Everybody seems to have a good time.
And to see them scrape off the tint on the windows to clean up the bar, open up more restrooms, lighting everywhere. I mean, it's really, really amazing.
Now that I'm of age, I was able to stop by recently and try their new drinks. The new renovations are so cool. It's definitely a great addition to the uptown scene.
Last Friday, protesters gathered outside Athens County Courthouse to show support for Palestinians amid Israel's war on Gaza.
Community members, including some Ohio University students, gathered outside of the Athens City Courthouse to voice their support of Palestine in its ongoing conflict with Israel. The protesters there are hoping that their voices will lead to state-level and eventually national change to America's support of Israel.
I believe Ohio is the second most invested state in terms of investments in Israeli companies. And then for the federal government, Democrats in the federal government, Joe Biden, are supporting this genocide unequivocally. And that's not acceptable at all. It's ridiculous that the United States is supporting this genocide, and it's ridiculous that despite popular disapproval and popular support for ceasefire, that is not happening at all. That's not even a part of the national conversation.
Despite the United States' continuous support of Israel, some Athens residents hold out hope for a ceasefire.
I think the more that people show their support for a cause, the more people become comfortable showing their support for the cause. This is definitely going to raise awareness. It's a Friday night. People are going out, walking. The amount of people that are honking, saying hell yeah when they see us with signs, it definitely just normalizes supporting the issue.
The only way to keep people knowledgeable, to keep people informed, to keep people aware, and just realizing this is an ongoing genocide is to keep talking about it, is to create local spaces and local events and rallies and marches where we say, hey, we need a ceasefire, genocide is happening, ceasefire now.
There's been huge global momentum behind stopping this genocide. People are in the streets and protesting all over the world, especially in colonized and formerly colonized countries, where people have a lot of solidarity with what's happening in Palestine. South Africa has even brought a case charging genocide to the ICC. And so despite all of that momentum, people in the streets all over the world, this genocide just continues.
Anyone who wants to participate in further events should connect with the group via Facebook. Protesters also encouraged writing letters to members of the state legislature.
They should certainly call Senator Sherrod Brown, Senator J.D. Vance, and Representative Troy Balderson, or wherever they're registered to vote, call their representatives and senators every single day. In Athens County, all three of our representatives at a federal level are actively supporting this genocide. They are actively sending billions and billions of dollars to kill Palestinian children, while kids here in Athens County might not have a roof over their head or might not have enough food to eat. So we should call them all every day until they withdraw their support of this genocide. We have opportunities for ourselves to educate ourselves further. We have lots of informational pamphlets and zines here, and abilities for people to connect to the local library and places that they can find free ebooks online. So hopefully we can all grow in our knowledge and our commitment.
I think folks can obviously come out, speak, share, talk to us, listen, learn, be willing to educate themselves. There are plenty of people reporting from on the ground in Gaza and in the West Bank about what's going on there right now. People can, of course, write to their representatives. People can demand that their local as well as more federal representatives take action and demand a ceasefire. I think particularly in terms of this local event, it's important to demand that our local representatives, or that Athens comes forward with a ceasefire resolution or something like that.
Just be vocal, look into it, do your own research, listen to voices that are on the ground in Palestine, be educated, make sure the people around you are educated, and don't be afraid to take a stand.
While no counter-protests formed and heckling by passerbys was minimal, other communities, such as other college campuses, have faced much harsher pushback when protesting for Palestine.
It hasn't been that extreme here. There's been a couple of dorks yelling mean things, which is to be expected. In other places, repression against Palestinian and pro-Palestinian advocates and activists has been a lot more intense. Even as close as Ohio State, student organizations have been suspended for speaking out for Palestine. There have been Palestinian people who have actually been murdered in hate crimes since this started. So Palestinians, Arabs, Muslims, and people of color in particular who are speaking out for Palestine have been facing a lot of repression in the United States and around the world. Here in Athens, we haven't seen too much pushback.
Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of The Post TV.
Have a great Sibs weekend, Bobcats. See you next week.